Hello viewers, welcome to another special episode of A Bird's Eye View. Today we are revisiting the turn-based RPG Darkest Dungeon. My name is Endeavor, and I'll be going over how the game's progressed through early access, and give my thoughts on the final product. Darkest Dungeon was developed and published by Red Hook Studios and released on January 18th, 2016. The game's story revolves around a nobleman and his power-hungry descent into darkness and madness. In his eldritch research and excavations, he unwittingly unleashes a great evil upon the land. It now falls to the player, as a living relative, to put right their ancestors' mistakes and push back the evils which beset the manor. The gameplay of Darkest Dungeon can be divided into two types. Every week starts with the player managing the town outside the manor. Treasures gained while adventuring are used to upgrade the town and the assorted heroes that you hire as the game progresses. Once ready, the player then assembles a 4-person team from the roster. After purchasing supplies and picking an area to explore, the delve begins. During this part of the gameplay, the player leads their team through a trapped and monster-infested dungeon. Each hero brings unique skills into play, so building the right team is paramount. Battles play out in turns with the fastest character or monster acting first. Different skills can only be used from certain positions, so a tactical approach is needed to succeed. Besides slaying monsters, the party will sometimes come across chests, trinkets, and curios. There's an amount of risk and reward to interacting with these items, as each one can have a positive or negative effect on the character. Braving these gambles is necessary to an extent, as treasure can be hard to come by at times. Darkest Dungeon keeps a steady level of difficulty that gradually increases over time. This is a game about risk and consequence. Heroes can die at any time, and sometimes there's little a player can do to prevent that. Sometimes, due to poor planning or simply bad luck, a dungeon delve can end catastrophically. The player must endure such events, learn from the experience, and assemble a new team. Even a completely failed attempt can yield the wisdom to succeed later, and there are few things as satisfying as flawlessly defeating an enemy, which previously demolished your favorite heroes. Since my first look at Darkest Dungeon a year ago, there have been many changes. New classes have been added, as have 2 new dungeon types. There have also been a few tweaks to the gameplay, which have bumped up the difficulty somewhat. Perhaps the most controversial of these changes is the heart attack mechanic. As before, a character's resolve is tested when they reach 100 stress. However, the character can now continue to gain stress over this threshold. When a character reaches 200 stress, they are dropped to death's door. A character that is already at death's door instead suffers a heart attack and is slain instantly. Due to the compounding nature of afflictions, this can lead to a sudden and devastating cascade failure. As for the future of Darkest Dungeon, Red Hook Studios has promised a few new features to be released. In early March, we should see the unveiling of the final hero class, the Antiquarian. Another feature that has been talked about, Town Events, has been delayed until a later date. The PS4 and Vita release should come out this year, although a more specific date has not been given. Finally, controller support has yet to be added, although we may see that when the game comes to console. Now that the game is out of early access, the price has increased to $24.99. After playing it both during and post-early access, I still give Darkest Dungeon an enthusiastic recommendation. Red Hook Studios has put a lot of work into this atmospheric and engrossing dungeon crawler, and it shows. It's unfairly difficult at times, but being crushed by the forces of darkness has never been so fun. It's currently only available on Steam for Windows and Mac. That concludes my follow-up review for Darkest Dungeon. Thanks for watching! If you like this video, you can find more on our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr. See you next time!